I love ya. This is the month of June. Happy celebrations for our fathers. Every year during the month of June, I start thinking about my dad. Right after Mother's Day, I start thinking about my father. May he rest in glory. And the things that he did knowingly and unknowingly and the best that he could in raising us as a descendant of these people from Barbados. And so when I look at Father's Day, it's become so commercialized that I sometimes feel kind of way that we have to remind people to remember their fathers and their mothers, and a day is chosen, rather than us always living from a place of giving honor to our elders, giving honor to our mothers and our fathers. So this year, I want to just take this opportunity to thank all of the men who, through their Y chromosome, have raised me, the men, the godsons, my son, my 5 grandsons, my godsons, my godfathers, my teachers, my mentors. I didn't have any uncles. And so all of the men who, husbands, lovers that have helped to mold me and to raise me to who I am, because without their input, I would not be able to know the powerful woman that I would eventually become. And so as we are inheriting some of the traits, good, bad, or indifferent of our families, we sometimes have to ask ourselves some important questions. If we were given an opportunity to go to school and learn how to parent and get a certificate. I mean, we are given certificates to learn how to drive and to raise the next generation. If we were in a culture and a system where we would appreciate the importance of fathering or mothering or parenting, we would have classes and certificates that you would have to pass before you even were granted the right to be a parent. And so some of the questions that you might want to ask yourself, that our families, our parents perhaps struggled in finding a voice to say. Because people, especially I know from my perspective, and I'm speaking for me as an African descended person, our ancestors came from a system and a culture where the man was the protector of the family. The woman was the nurturer of the family, and the children became the nucleus of the family, or the support or the future of the family. And when we look back 400 years later, we're looking at the struggle that we go through. Some of us, as we look around, it's so easy. The system has fallen apart as to the importance of the protectors, the providers. And so men walk away from their families because they are looking for parenting skills. They don't have the parenting skills. Because everyone wakes up every morning, I'm sure, looking for a reason to be happy and joyful and have value and have worth. And when they look at others, others are looking at them with some degree of gratitude. And so I think if we were given that opportunity, we would be raising children and adults more empowered, clear as to their purpose, who they are, who their intention, rather than coming from a place of fear. And so I think that was some of the questions that we can ask. I read this in a book, and it is just a wonderful expression of some of the things that perhaps we could ourselves ask before we became parent. What do you want? Why do you want a child? What spiritual and moral values do you intend to build in your child, and why? What vision or purpose do you see your child? Do you see for your child? What else do you need to consider? Your health, your finance, your work, your obligations, and your home life. You know, in reality, if we do have children, we birth them and parent them. We do not have them. We are to raise them. And so this celebration of Father's Day should be a celebration more than just a day that is given to honor or to remind us. But we should then reconsider looking at the men that have fathered us and stepfathered us and uncled us and godfathered us and parented us as a way of constantly and continuously going back to them on a daily basis and checking in and letting them know how we feel, sending them a note, sending them a card, visiting them. Not wait till Father's Day because it's an obligation that you show up. And so many of us have been abandoned by our fathers. Our fathers felt that they were walking away because that was the easiest way for them to just find a way of just getting a breath. And many of them walked away because they looked back at their own families and there was no one to teach them or to give them that guidance and that to raise them in a way that they would know automatically, I am the provider, I'm the protector of my family, and I have to be there to make sure to guarantee that my wife, my children, my community, my world know that the strength that I have. And so let's celebrate all of the men who raised us, all of the men who had an impact in our lives, all of the men who stepped in when our own fathers were trying to ask themselves the question, why do I want a child? What spiritual and moral value do I intend to build in my child? Those questions sometimes come after the fact. And so for all the men who have raised me and raised you and found that protective Y chromosome to just step in and just do it, I just want to say, Ekuche, thank you. May all of the needs be supplied to you. May you recognize the strength and the source and the connection to God that you are. May you continue to elevate us. May you continue to produce the future of humanity. May you find your voice to speak. May you gather with other men and reconnect and connect and to teach and to empower the future generations. May you use the missteps that perhaps you took or you saw in your family. May you use those as stepping stones towards the greatness of us as human beings. May you find the love and the partnering of women and partners who are able to uplift you and to greet you every day, letting you know your worth. They see you, you're valued, and we depend on you. And so on this day and every day, I commit to all of the men who have raised me, my husbands, my son, my grandsons, my godfathers, and all of the men who, through my own, sometime pulling to me, on recognizing their power in giving me an opportunity to say no or to say yes. So I thank you, each and every one of you. Have a phenomenal celebration and blessed Father's Day to all of the males who have been fathers, who will be fathers, who are fathers, and who are attempting and succeeding at fathering. And to all of the young boys growing up, may you enter into a society and a culture that makes you feel very good, supported, seen, and valued as a man. So for that I says, blessed, blessed, blessed powerhouse. We depend on you, we love you, we support you, and know that every day we have a reason to celebrate the male energy present in everything. Without the yang, we could not have the yin. And without the negative or the aggress, we would not have the passive. Without the up, we wouldn't have the down. So bless you. Bless you. Ashe. Adupwe.